So now we want to switch gears, go to introduce Coach Louie Ramirez, head coach of Marana High School in Tucson, Arizona. Coach, how you doing?
Doing good, Coach. Appreciate you having me.
This is going to be great. I appreciate you on. I know you've been a supporter of MFCN since day one, and I love you for that. I mean, it's been I know you've been a supporter of what we're all about, what we're trying to do. So can't wait for your stuff here. It's gonna be great. Give some KOR stuff. Always good to get those teams in, right? Always good to get those teams in, making sure we're playing all phases of the game and we're on point. So Coach Ramirez, you've got it, buddy. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Well, for starters, obviously, thanks for having me. Coach Salazar, Coach Washington, great stuff. Took a lot of things from you guys, and hopefully, get going as good as you guys were, man. You guys had a lot of good stuff. But here's my contact information, okay? My email, my phone number, my Twitter handle. Whatever you guys need, I'm more than happy to share this all out with you. And kind of just wanted to start off by saying everything that I have on here, guys, is stuff that I've taken from coaches I've been fortunate enough to learn from. When I was at NAU, Gary Hyman was a special teams coordinator, and he comes from that Jeff Banks tree, who's now the ST coordinator at Alabama, and then when I was at Truman State, Kellen Nesbitt, a lot of this stuff that I've kind of emulated and made my own, all comes from those guys. So I wouldn't be doing myself any credit if I didn't, let you guys know where I got it from. So I think it's always important to kind of share that and make sure you give credit to those who came before you. So just dive right into this thing. So basically the way I get going with all of our guys, and we know how important special teams is, okay? So I try and make sure that from the highest level, okay, they know how important this thing is from the NFL to college, where all of our guys as a high school coach want to go play someday. So one of the biggest notes for right here is special teams players sometimes are the last man on an NFL roster, younger fringe players who get their best chance to make an impact on the kicking unit. Okay, we want to make sure we iron in to our guys how important it is. Okay, guys get scholarships on collegiate rosters because of teams, their effort. And I think I'm a firm believer that all of your best players have to play in the kicking game. Okay, so right here, I know this is the Seattle's pump block unit right here, but I just want to highlight two important guys. Okay, right here, going for the block. Okay, that's Doug Baldwin, a former All-Pro wide receiver. Okay, and then on the back end right here, returning it is Richard Sherman. Okay, so two of your best guys, okay, playing special teams. So when I show this to my kids at Marana, I'm like, okay, bullshit. Okay, get your ass, show some effort. Okay, and make sure you dial into how important this thing is, because I don't care if you're a 5-star recruit, 4-star recruit, the best guys have got to play teams. Okay, and give us an opportunity to win. Right here, motivated, dedicated, and lethal, okay? I know everybody's got those special slogans for what they kind of talk about on teams. We call it Special Forces at Marana, and that's kind of our mantra of what we do. A couple of years last year, okay, notice a big difference. A lot of teams scored on us defensively, okay? So 2018, we had 33 returns, and last year we had 60, but the biggest thing I wanted to highlight is that average, okay? So 2 years ago, we averaged 23.3 a kick, and then this past year, we averaged 24.4. One of the biggest things with that, and I'll kind of go over with our goals, is we want to make sure that we want to get to at least the 24 or the 30-yard line on every return, okay? And I know I was going to talk a little bit about the practice structure, but how important it is how are you guys incorporating teams into your weekly schedule, okay? So this is our summer schedule. This is a Monday practice. during camp. So 5:30 a.m. start. A lot of kind of what Coach Salazar was talking about earlier is your pre-practice. You know, how are you utilizing that? Are you just going out there throwing the ball around, or are you getting all your guys involved? You know, KPS, kickers, punters, snappers. Do you have your specialists returning kicks? You know, handling balls, and it's as easy. You know, one of the things that I do. And I just have the guys kind of service themselves for, you know, specifically kickoff return. Hey, you standing the heels at the goal line, just throwing the ball up and having your skill players field it, you know, all your wideouts, because all these kids have got to be interchangeable. And, you know, one of the biggest coaching points is keeping the elbows tight, have it act like you have a towel in the armpit and make sure you're feeling, getting underneath the ball, shoulders are staying square, stuff like that. So that's all done during pre-practice. Also, you got your field goal kickers kicking. So as much as you can for that 10, 15 minutes, however long you do during pre-practice, you're getting all that work in, and then obviously stretch. And then we'll always start practice with a team tempo type period for about 10 minutes. And then we're going to always make sure we have about 15 minutes of special teams every practice. Okay. It doesn't matter what it is, what day it is. We're always going to do 15 or shit. It might be even 20. Okay. Depending on the day or depending if I go over, making sure we're covering everything. So, right here's the kind of schedule that we cover. So for a normal week, Mondays is obviously the game plan. We'll do field goal block. Tuesday is going to be our coverage units, kickoff and punts. Wednesday will be our return units, kickoff return and punt return. And then Thursday will be our mock game. And then also Friday is game day for us. This is our Thursday mock game schedule. So basically, after we do our walkthrough for defensively and offensively, we're going to hit this and hit every possible situation we can, okay? And I think the more buy-in and understanding from the player's perspective of why you're doing this, it'll kind of come to fruition for them, because there's been times where we didn't hit one of these situations all year, you know? And then last year, we had two situations where, you know, we forced a safety and we had a kick, or we were backed up on the -2 and we had to punt the ball, you know. So you have to prepare and practice those situations so we can have perfect execution, okay? And that's why I have that bolded and highlighted on that mock game schedule that all the coaches get, so we're all on the same page. And it's basically, if you guys need this, I can forward it to you guys, whatever. I think it's just important to have. So we'll hit this all on Thursday. Obviously, we'll go offense and then punt pro. We'll go defense for 2 plays. We'll get a punt return offense, and we'll do a fire call for the PAT. Go back to defense. Then we'll go punt return, back to offense. We'll flip the field. We'll do a kickoff, a surprise onside, an obvious onside. And we'll have the defense force a safety. We'll return and do a kickoff return after a safety, and then your hands team and et cetera. So making sure that those guys are hitting all those different situations. One of the most important slides right here, in my opinion, is the damn depth chart, okay? Very, very organized and detailed from this perspective. This is always posted in our locker room so our guys know, and it changes on a daily basis. So what I'll do is I'll make sure I put the date and the time of when this thing is posted, because, you know, I might miss a guy, you know, Ruben Orduno might be hurt, and shit, I didn't find out until fucking before lunch. And then after that, I got to go ahead and reschedule again. And a bunch of guys that have already been in the locker room have seen it. So I'll make sure I timestamp that thing and put it and get it posted in the locker room. And every time before meetings, you know, when we're going through it, I'm like, hey, did you guys check the depth chart? You know, a bunch of kids will say yes, a bunch of kids will say no. Well, they need to make sure that they're understanding where they're at, because they don't want to be that kid that when we go out to practice, they don't know where the hell they're supposed to be, okay? Because I'll call guys out, you know. If you look at kickoff return, okay, that left tackle, Diego Miranda's out. Well, guess who's next, okay? You better get your ass in there. So we got to make sure that we stay organized and the kids know where they're at all times. Every Friday night, every one of my coaches that's on the sideline has a copy of the depth chart, okay? And then I have a specific coach that's if there's any injuries, he's making changes, making notes on it, crossing guys out, saying, hey, this guy's out, boom, we got to plug this kid in. And obviously, you know, depending on your numbers, shit, you might be 2 deep. You know, if you're lucky, you could be 3 deep, 4 deep. So just making sure that you guys are understanding where you're at. And I kind of color code everything for me because it's easy, but I think this is crucial. So your kids see it, and obviously all your coaches, so everybody's on the same page. So you don't have a bunch of slaps running in and out on the kickoff return unit or wherever. Okay, the special situations of practice for specifically KOR. Okay, we want to react and recover surprise onside kicks, execution of special plays, reverse fakes. Okay, pooch kicks. Squib kicks, whatever. There's a bunch of different types of looks that you can possibly get, okay? Returning short and middle kickoffs. Obviously, I got touched on returning after safety. Adjustments to overload alignments, you know. Usually everybody goes 5x5, but sometimes they might go 6 and 4 and flip it or whatever. Or, you know, a lot of times because we do the same shit every week. You know, we might just go right or we might go left. And I got a couple guys that come to me and say, Coach, well, what if L3, or what if their 3s and 4s are switching? Well, now based on game plan, we're gonna pass it off, and now that 3 becomes a 4, and vice versa. So every week, man, okay, kickoff return, our kickoff return unit goals, obviously 100% ball security, okay. 100% ball security. Okay? One of my sayings is ball security is job security. If you're actually going to put the ball on the ground, you can't play. Okay, you want to kind of drain that into your players' minds and your coaches' minds. We've got to protect and own the football. You know, I know that's one of the biggest cliches, but it's critical if you want to be a successful team. You want to average 24 and 30 yards of return. Okay, so that's when I look at my return averages for the past 2 years on KOR. You know, I'm happy with it. You know, we're giving our offense a good starting field position to get up and score every week, and that's obviously the next goal. And then numero uno, and should be on every damn slide, is you want to play 100% penalty free. Okay, so I'm going to kind of blow through this and get to the film. Okay, our front line alignments, your tackles and centers, they're on that plus 49, and then our guards are 5 yards behind. Okay, at the negative 46, and I'll get to the big alignment so you guys can see. Ends 25, fullback at the 20, and then your returners, the heels are at the 5. Okay, and we kind of change that up from depending on who we're playing and what kind of looks that they're giving, but that stays pretty true. Okay, before the ball is kicked, obviously identify your man, understanding the situations, including score, time, weather, etc. Could be really windy, you know, fucking in Tucson, so the weather doesn't come into play as much as a lot of other places, you know, for coaches, you know, in other states. But key the kicker, looking for clues such as hash, laces, and approach. You know, I'll look at that and kind of in the PowerPoint presentation on Monday. If there's anything crazy, or, you know, I'll show the guys. Obviously, communication is critical. Okay, we want our back end guys giving a me, you call. Okay. A go, given by the fullback telling the wedge and the returner to the ball's been caught, so they can see, and the timing of everything is in place as we kind of get this thing rolling. Okay, our kickoff return execution zones. Okay, we've got our attack zone, combat zone, break free zone, and then our score zone of kind of where we want to go finish this thing off. Okay, and the most crucial part of all these zones right here is this combat zone. Okay. That's where your nuts are dropping. That's when you double teams and your ambush blocks are happening. And that's where guys start pussyfooting around and kind of get scared of, hey, shit, I got the guy running right at me. Where am I going? But that's why it says it's intense fighting, and you got to think and react as quick as you possibly can so we can set up a great freaking return. Okay, stance and starts real quick. This is just how I coach our guys up to look, okay, before the kick. Okay, there's obviously right here, this would be our left side guys and our right side guys, but our eyes are always keying the ball. Key the ball. This is the most important thing, because we don't want our guys getting in a bad habit, you know, looking at their shoes, looking across from them, looking at their guy. Key the fucking ball, okay, because they could probably squib it, surprise onside it. We got to make sure we know where that thing's going, okay. This is our middle guys, okay? And then our back end guys right here, heels on the 5. Clear cleats. One of the things that I kind of coach our guys on is we want to pedal and set vertically back. Okay, so what I mean by that is we want our guys just kick, almost like a kick slide vertically while our eyes are still on the ball. We're staying square. And then as soon as that thing is kicked, then I'm dropping and running. And the reason I do that is again, so if they do kind of squib it or surprise onside it, we're not just turning and running, okay? Because a lot of times teams they'll kick the ball to a vacated area because they know, hey, as soon as that ball's kicked, your ass is running. Well, no. Our guys want to make sure we see that, okay, and then react accordingly. Okay, right and left tag 3. So this is the main return. Okay, double team principle is most important block of this. Okay, we want our play side tackle and guard must ensure the double team. The success of this returns begins and ends with this damn thing. Okay, so our guard's going to basically post up, and our tackles are going to come clean them. I'm going to kind of roll through. This is a quick drill, okay? It's on air, and then you got one guy coming to – so our double team has an – shit, let me get this film. So our double team has an idea of where he's going, okay? And he's just posting him up, and then your tackle's helping clean him, okay? So that's the big block that we just want to kind of emphasize and make sure. And then you have your backside cutoffs here rolling, and they're just on air, okay? Doesn't need to be crazy, but if you got a little bit of time, we'll do this over the summer. Don't usually have time to do special teams drills during the fall, but this is just something that they kind of get a foundation and understanding of as we kind of before the season goes. Okay, now you have your trap or your ambush block, okay? Right behind the double team, this is the most important thing because a lot of times this is what kind of springs our return, okay? And so our right end now is going to ambush 4, okay? And then here's your backside cutoffs, pretty self-explanatory, okay? So right, left guard, left tackle, okay? The numbers are right there, okay? 5, 5, 4, and 3, that's all you got, okay? And here's a quick look on air. The guy running a little slow just to get the fit, okay? Here you go, hands inside, grabbing the shoulder pads, wheeling your hips to the returner, okay? Pretty simple drill. And then here's a full field look. Again, just on air, you're working your double team and then your backside cutoff, so that, just so they have an idea of where they're dropping in their zone. Again, now this is on the left side, so this would be a left tag 3, and then your backside cutoffs on the right-hand side, okay? Now you got your 2-man wedge, basically 1 and 2, coming together to clean 1 and 2. Quick look at it, again, on air, just so your guys are understanding your drops. And again, we'll do this during summer, okay? Or if we're going for the first 5 minutes, we'll just go on air so our guys have an idea of where the hell they're going before we start getting the scout team kickoff team running down. Our off returner, okay? Now this is pretty important because he's got a couple of different options, okay? He can either run and get MDM or he can go through the alley. I know this thing stay out of the alley, but this guy a lot of the times, okay, is going to end up springing our return based on, you know, he could be picking up the kicker. He could be picking up the safety that's running by. So he's going to have a good opportunity to either get MDM or run right through and pick up somebody that's in the way. The biggest coaching point for that off returner is he can't be running or slowing down through the alley. He's got to be as fast or faster picking up a block for the return man, okay? And that's just the full field look of it. And with the diagram, so you got your double team L3 right here with your tackle and your guard, and then your backside cutoffs, right center, left guard, okay? And then your right end's got the ambush, and then your fullback and left end are coming up to clean 1 and 2, okay? Off returner, MDM, or through the alley, and then obviously your primary here, house call, okay? And here's a drawing of the left tag 3. just flipped, okay? So this is our base return, guys. And we have cog 4, we have a middle return, we got a match call. We have a bunch of different ones, but this is our bread and butter and what we kind of live off of here at Marana, okay? So this is when I was at Truman. Obviously helps with the different kind of guys that you have. My man Lawrence Woods here was a 10-7 100-meter kid from McClure South High School in St. Louis, Missouri, and this guy just had fucking wheels. Obviously, right here you can see you got a house call on the right tag 3, but I'm gonna back it up here, and I want you to see one thing, okay? Before anything, okay, obviously all our guys are counting it off. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. So as those guys see, okay, now they know where the hell they're going, okay, from a kickoff return perspective. And as this guy goes, look at the 2 guys on the double team, okay? 35 posts him up, and then the tackle comes and cleans near hip, near shoulder, and he's blowing his ass up out of the alley, okay? Then you have your wedge guys here, your middle fullback and your right end, okay? Your left end coming to clean 1 and 2. Well, the left end doesn't get there, okay? He's looking, he's turning up in the alley, okay? That's an MA on his part. He's supposed to be cleaning the guy, the number 2, that's right in front of the returner's face. Luckily, Lawrence is fast enough and breaks through an arm tackle, okay? And he spits this thing out. But it's a great, great job on the double team. And then look at your ambush block coming right here on 4, okay? He fronts him up just enough, okay, to kind of go through it. And then also, okay, also look at all these backside cutoffs, okay? You see how they're all flipping their hips and getting their ass to the returner? That's the kind of job that we want to make sure we have with these kids. And once I kind of put on my film, you'll see how shitty we do of these backside cutoffs, okay? Here's just a wide view of it. Always, okay? Off return, he's kind of slowing down, okay? He's through the alley. This is what I'm talking about, okay? You got to keep running. There's no need for you to be looking back. Just go fucking block somebody, okay? And that's what he does right here. He gets just enough of them, okay? Boom. House call. All right, this is us last year at Marana, okay? Playing Cienega. Had the best opportunity to score right here, okay? We always talk about ball security. Chica, okay? He's my sophomore athlete, 2022 kid. Obviously, I'd like him to field this thing and get underneath it, but he does a good job of getting to it. We just got Chica back here. This is his first game back. He missed 6 games because he fractured his growth plate. But as I kind of just let this thing roll, okay? Again, Chica, hopefully he'll be a 10-7 kid by the time he's a senior. Right now he's about 11.5, but he's one of our best track kids, okay? House call, okay? But not, okay? I don't know if you guys saw it. One of the biggest sins, we want to play penalty-free, okay, in the kicking game. Well, it's hard to do that when you have slap dicks like number 7 right here that peels back, okay, and just blindsides this kid for no reason, okay? Well, obviously we didn't get this. This didn't count for a touchdown, but I put this on here because it's a good coaching point for understanding how pivotal, okay, this shit can be if you don't play penalty free. Okay, this would have been 6 points in a game where we scored 0 against Cienega. Okay, so when you got a guy that's fucking selfish and just not being a team player, and this is the shit that happens. Okay, now backtracking. Okay, you got your double team here on the 30-yard line, and they're doing a good job of taking this guy out. And then obviously look at 35, heat-seeking missile. He knows his job, but Waylon, my man here, love him to death. He's just looking to go clean somebody up. And he does a good job of just getting him out of the way and puts him on his ass. Okay, here we go. Here's the call. Right tag 3 is against Cat Foot. Again, you got your backside cutoffs. Biggest coaching point right here on these backside cutoffs is our guys need to do a lot better job of keying our guys. So if you can see 42 right here, he's looking, he blocks nobody. He's in fucking no man's land because he's not looking at his dude, okay, as he's dropping. He's just running and turning and waiting for something to happen. Well, unfortunately, that's not how it works, okay? You got to see the guy and make sure you key him, okay? I'm going to go to the tights, get a better shot. one of the biggest coaching point right here. I want to see the double team. Okay. Look at my guy here. Just demoralize him. Okay. Biggest time, I'll tell him all the time, hey, just put his dick in the dirt. You got two guys on one. There's no reason why that guy shouldn't end up on the fucking ground. Either throw him to the sideline or take him inside here. Okay, I put this clip on here. My man here, the returner, is not trusting. Okay, he's not trusting the alley. He's not trusting his teammates. We got our ambush block. We got our double team. Now, if he just keeps this thing front side, who knows how big a return this would be. Okay, he decides to cut it back while the backside cutoffs are. Okay, well, you just get shut up right here. You get stopped at the 20, 25-yard line. Okay, trust it, man. Trust it. I just want to show you this because this right here, okay, the alley where this thing's going to spring is right here. Okay, right off of that trap and ambush block. Okay. Okay, against Cienega. Now this is a little change up. We're going left tag 3. Isaiah does a great job of, Zoe does a great job of fielding it here. Right at the goal line. Okay, you got Jordan Morgan on your back end. Again, look at the double team. Okay, takes this guy, he kind of throws him into it, but this is the combat zone. This is what we want to see. We want to see guys ripping and running and being physical and attacking each other, man. And as long as we can start between the 30 and the 40-yard line, shit, I'm happy. Because then you're giving your offense a good starting field position so he can go set up and score, okay? Obviously, it helps when you have dynamic kids right there in the back end returning it for you. Yeah, I put this in here for shits and giggles. I know this is pretty tough to see, but we got a very blessed and fortunate to have a lot of good players at Marana, okay? Right here, this is Jordan Morgan, okay? Started as a true freshman at the University of Arizona, okay? He was heavily recruited by Clay Helton at USC. Decided to stay home to Tucson and go to the U of A. But make it fun for your guys, okay? Try and get more buy-in. Put your starters there. Funny story, this past year, one of my freshman coaches put a fat freshman out there that probably ran a 7 flat 40, okay? Well, don't be a fucking idiot, okay? Don't be stupid. You know, be smart. You look at Jordan Morgan, he's 6'5", 280, but he can run a 5 flat. You know what I mean? He's athletic, he's elusive. You want to cater to your players, but at the same time, you want to be smart and put somebody back there that can be dynamic. Okay, as you can see here, Jordan Morgan, it brushes one guy off. We're playing Sunnyside, and he's just he bulldozes over. Okay, again, this is playing Nogales 2 years ago. Right, call same. Right tag 3, but I'm just trying to make it fun for the guys and have them be engaged and you know, so they stay into it. Ball's kicked. Okay, big Jordan Morgan right here. Right tag 3. He knows where the alley is. Okay, he plays on the back end as is always, so he knew where he was running. Again, look at right here. You can see the double team. Okay, on that 3, just demoralize it. Okay, one of the biggest coaching points I make all the time is I focus on the double team. I do a shitty job on the backside cutoffs, as you can see, okay, because you got guys just running by, beating them butt side, okay, so maybe this year I'll focus and do a better job of coaching it and making sure we get better backside cutoffs. But Jordan Morgan here is ripping and running through the alley, stays up, and then skates up on the sideline. And shit, we're starting here at the 40-yard line, okay? So to have a 6'5", 280-pound lineman returning like this, motherfucker looks like a tight end here running. So try and keep it fun for you guys, and that way they're enjoying it too, okay? 2 years ago versus Williamsfield, we go left tag 3. Now this is basically just the change up. So when you're constantly going right tag 3, right tag 3, right tag 3, a lot of times the teams will start kicking it away from you or kicking it deep right. So basically, realistically, what you would like to do, and especially see how the ball's on the hash here, and then they start going deep right kick, well, then that's when we're going to start changing it up, and we're going to go left tag 3. So now our alley is directly in front, okay? And all our guys got to do is catch, let the block set up, and then he's up through the alley, okay? Again, starting field position at the 40, 45-yard line is great. That's where we want to be, okay, and come to the tight here. I know it's kind of dark. This is 2 years ago, so before we had our end zone camera. But again, this is a game plan situation. So if they're kicking it off the right hash, you want to set up your return. And it's consistent throughout film breakdown, okay? You want to be able to set up your return on that same hash, okay? Give yourself a good opportunity like this. So now all your returner's got to do is just press vertical, okay? And he does a good job of skiing through it. Shitty job on the backside cutoffs, okay? And too many guys here getting beat. All right, here's a look at when we're at Truman, okay? You got your right, your tackle and guard, do a great job on the double team and just front him up. Nobody's coming through. He's trying to split it, but again, there's two guys on one, so we have to make sure we throw this guy to the sideline, get him out of there, okay? And then do a really good job with the backside cutoffs, keying your man, keying and understanding where you want to go and trying to wheel your hips to the returner. Everybody does a good job. One of right here, Jared's getting beat, kind of beats him with a push-pull, but he's trying to stay engaged and fight through that thing, okay? One coming off on 1 and 2. And again, it helps when you have a dynamic guy back there returning, okay? So if you got a 10-7, you got an 11-5 kid or your fastest kid, put him back there, okay? And you're just going to make sure he's got good ball security and understands how important it is to just trust and stay in the alley where you are, okay? Because these guys are working their asses off too, so you want to make sure they're trusting one another, okay? So 36 right here. I'm sorry, 26 gets beat on the inside. Well, he takes a shitty angle, okay? He wants to try and attack his outside shoulder, okay, of 82, so that way he's not just bulldozering him, okay? And he's kind of sitting and waiting, trying to pussyfoot through. No, go attack his ass. Go attack. Go attack. Same thing with 46, okay? 46 attacks 27 right here. Okay, that's a good job. He's wheeling his hips to the returner. Again, same thing right here, 13. He's wheeling his hips to the returner. And you got a great double team, good ambush block. Like to see him attack this a little bit more instead of just waiting for him, okay? Because if you wait for him, he's just going to blow your ass up and you might end up on your ass, okay? We want to make sure we get this guy out of the way and not slope our return, okay? But again, a freaking great job by Lawrence here, just staying vertical, trusting it, and hitting this thing with intent. And going back to us, right tag 3 here. They're keeping it, kicking it to the right, to our right, their left. Again, great job on Jordan Morgan right here coming through on the back end, cleaning up 1 and 2 with the middle fullback. Your off returner not slowing down. See how he's running through the alley. He peels back, okay, just enough to pick somebody up. But again, look at where we're starting this thing at, okay? We get this ball all the way out to the 50. Okay, so if we can do this and start at the 50-yard line every damn play or every time we get an opportunity to come out on offense, I think any offensive coordinator is going to be pretty happy. Okay. Keep it going. Okay. Backside cutoffs again. Got guys turning and running and not seeing what's going on. Okay. Okay, right here, you see, I'm going to pause this right here because I'm going to just kind of touch on it. Everybody's cocked. Everybody's keying the ball, okay? They're kicking it off from the 40 right here. We want to make sure, okay, you guys are seeing everything, okay? They can either squib it, they can kick it wherever they might go, but we're understanding that we're not moving until that ball is kicked. So they're going to clear your cleats. So they stay kind of backpedal, okay? Going back to the teaching progression, and then I'm ripping and running, getting in my drop zone, okay? And then I got my double team here, and backside cutoff, your ambush block, and then I'm running through. Again, and obviously trying to make this as fun and engaging for your guys as you can. I think it's important. Here's a clip of okay, like I was saying, they're kicking it on the right hash. Okay, we still have right tag 3 called, but now my off returner catches it instead of my primary. All right, now what do? Well, now your returner and off returner just exchange responsibilities. And my man Zoe here, see how he's kind of just hesitating, waiting, and he's hopping. No, Zoe, run your ass to the alley, okay, and go block somebody. Don't wait for him, okay. Isaiah is a good enough athlete that he kind of turns the corner here, and he gets it. But guys are not blocked. Guys are not getting blocked here, okay, because everybody's running to where the ball was kicked. Well, that's great. Trust your return, okay. We got right tag 3 on, okay. Now get your ass to the alley. And Isaiah does a great job here, turning the corner again, starting at the 46, 48 yard line is a pretty damn good deal, okay, for any offense. So as much as we can set up and give our offense an opportunity to score, then we're doing our job in the kicking unit. Again, look at the double team. Guy ends up in the dirt, okay. That's what we want. Here's a look at the back end, okay. Again, make sure you guys trust the return, trust the return, trust the return. You got your double team there, ambush. Come on, Jordan, keep running. Boom, and he gets hawked by the kicker, okay. I'm gonna kind of skip through this here. Again, Malik does a good job. Elbows in tight, fielding the ball, getting up to it. Now, as soon as we catch this thing, we're ripping and running. Yeah, you got too many guys slowing up here in the alley. Lawrence, you got to go. See, can't have this. 30 and 8, they're slowing me down, okay? Get out of the way. Go find somebody to block and make sure you get going, okay? The more times you slow us down, we're not going to have a good opportunity to spring this thing off. So we want to be guns blazing, 100 miles an hour trying to hit this thing as fast as we possibly can. Again, last one right here. Right tag 3. Look at the double team, okay? Like, demoralize them, okay? Demoralize them. Whoever that guy is, he's going to not want any part of that. And some teams, they kind of flip their guys on the kickoff unit. It's great. But anytime you can put this on film and put this on your resume, I think it's a great deal, especially for high school kids, because as a college coach, you love to see those guys executing, toughness and physicality. Talk about ball security right here. My man dropped the fucking ball, but he picks it up. He's just an athlete, and you're still starting on the plus side of the 50. But as much as you can keep this thing going, and get your guys engaged and understanding that, hey, if you're going to play special teams, you got to be tough, you got to be physical, and you got to make sure you own this shit because, like I said at the beginning, all guys earn scholarships on this, okay? And every one of my guys know that, hey, if I can't trust you in the backfield, I can't trust you as a running back, if I can't trust you fucking catching the rock, blocking on the perimeter as a receiver, all right, I sure as shit can't trust you in the kicking game, okay? And it goes for both. So we got to make sure that you kind of establish that buy-in and mentality early with your team so they know and they understand the expectations in all 3 phases, not just offense, not just defense, but in all 3 phases of this damn game. And the same thing goes for punt, pump block, and as well as kickoff. And I just, again, as an offensive coordinator, an offensive guy, I love the opportunity that we have to set up returns and give our offense, great starting field position because then now I only got to go 50 yards, 60 yards and try and put it in the end zone, okay? Again here, Lawrence Woods, this dude is dynamic, okay? We're going right tag 3. Again, look at the double team. It's all the way at the 45-yard line, okay? Demoralize this guy. Keep fighting, keep fighting, keep fighting. And then if you have a dynamic dude that just can just stretch the field like this, hey, everybody's happy, everybody's excited, and it's a pretty damn good deal. And here's a shot from the tight, right tag 3. And I think what I've done a pretty good job is harping on the double teams. Like I said, I've done a shitty job on the backside cutoffs because it doesn't look like our guys don't look like this. But I think if I can just focus in on 1 or 2 things, the wedge, the ambush and the double team, everything else will kind of fall into place. And boom. Great finish. That's what we want to see. And this right here is just a little competition drill. It's compete and drop. We'll do this. I think we've done this one time at Marana, my 2 years there, and it was in the summer. It's just an opportunity for those kids to compete and build some toughness, okay? So it's both a kickoff and kickoff return drill. All he's doing is dropping, winning his hips, and he's trying to stop the guy running at him, getting through those cones, okay? So that's the point. The one on the 20, a little too wide. You want it a little bit, probably 3 feet apart from each other, but they're just trying to fight and rip through and go win. And there's a couple different looks here. And you want this thing about 80% full speed, okay, and competing. 86 does a good job of dipping and ripping right through him, okay. 42 tries to just beat him with speed. Well, guess what, man? 40 right here, he's too passive, okay. He's waiting. You got to go attack this thing, okay. Obviously, two things are always around excuses and opportunity. Okay, you got to choose wisely. So, I'll open it up to questions. Anything for me that you guys have as far as teams goes, what we do, what else? Other than that, I kind of appreciate you guys tuning into that and kind of flying through the drills part of it and the overall layout and the scheme. But I just want to kind of go through the film so you guys could see, how important it is for the double teams and then getting that ambush and the backside cutoff. So, open it up for questions. But if you guys ever need any of that stuff, we got a few different returns. Like I said, we have cog 4, which is now center and guard, double teaming the 4. And then now that tackles become the ambush. We have a middle return. We got a reverse. So whatever you guys need or whatever you guys, would like to kind of change it up for you guys. And this is just what we do. And I believe in it. And, our kids believe in it. So it's been effective for us, as you can see, having the opportunity to start on the 40, and average 25 yards of return on this thing is pretty damn good in my opinion. So any questions at all? What's up, Roy? What are you doing, man? Hey, Roy, there was a couple of clips versus you guys on there.
Yeah, we were playing with the JV team, but it's all right. Thanks.
That's good stuff. Hey, appreciate you, Coach. Love it, man. Always good stuff. It's really good to see, a head coach, been a head coach for a while that invests in special teams and takes the detail to another level on special teams because, you see the value in that. And it's a great way to start your presentation with the NFL, reference, because these kids got to know that, however they need to get on a roster, the college level or, pro level or whatever their dream is, whatever they need to do to pay attention to meetings and get on that field. And, everyone talks about your film is your resume. So, when you're out there making plays as a guy on special teams, college coaches take notice of that. That's a great message there for young guys.
Appreciate it. And like I said, any film you guys need, man, like I said, this shit ain't mine. I've just kind of made it my own. I'm not reinventing the wheel. I've been fortunate to be surrounded by a lot of great coaches, Roy included, giving me my first opportunity to ever coach high school football in the first place. But I think it's a great thing that you're doing, Jim, and just allowing all of us to share our ideas and to share what we do. And, because at the end of the day, we're all just trying to get better and be better coaches for our kids and get them running in the right direction and give them an opportunity to, go play college football, and get to where they want to be. So I appreciate you guys and reach out with anything or, again, thanks for you guys' time.
Appreciate you, Coach. Thank you. I appreciate it. Guys, we're gonna wrap up this morning, but we're back on this afternoon. We're back on at 3:30. We'll go for 3 more hours. We've got some great guys this afternoon. Coach Mons, Saguaro High School here in Scottsdale, Arizona, the 6-time state championship head coach here, is going to give us a bunch of good stuff. Coach Adam Harvey from Hutto, Texas, will be on at 3:30. Guy's a stud. I mean, been coaching Texas football and that part of the country for a long time, and is a killer on defense. And then also Coach Chris King from St. John Bosco High School in California. Bosco was the state championship team this past year in the CIF and state championship, and won the Max Preps national championship. So Coach King's their defensive coordinator there, and he's going to walk us through a week of everything they do in game preparation, game planning. I'm really looking forward to that. So this afternoon's going to be awesome. Thanks, Coach Ramirez. I appreciate you. Guys, I'll be shooting out a Zoom link here in a minute, and jump back on if you can this afternoon, and we'll wrap it up for this morning. And guys, stay safe. Have a great day, and hopefully we can catch you this afternoon. Thanks, guys.